Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome and thank you so much for hanging out here with me today. We are going to be working today on our second alternative for our January paper pumpkin kit. So, I am two things. In my last live, actually, my last video for the paper pumpkin kit, I mentioned that I was not too much in love with that combination from the fresh freesia and the petal pink, but I am getting quite used to it. We're not going to use it today in our alternative, but you know how it's growing on me. That's how you would say it. If you are here for the live, I really appreciate it. This has been a decision on a whim. So I have decided, or no, let me rephrase that. Sometimes I really struggle getting ready everything to upload a video, right? Like reviewing the video and editing and so forth. And so I am starting to make some of these paper pumpkin kit alternatives live just because it allows me not to have to edit those videos. It takes a little bit less preparation on my end, and so it's easier for me to actually have the videos as it is compared to the other, I guess. Too much talking. So if you don't know what Paper Pumpkin Kit is, it is a monthly subscription by Stampin'Up where you will get everything you need in a box to do whatever specific projects they have decided for that month. And when I say everything, it includes all you need. The whole goal is you will not have to add anything to the kit, which is pretty cool, right? I've seen a lot of other companies that offer kits, and they're great. They offer you like the paper and stamps and other stuff, but you will need stuff extra to kind of make whatever because they don't have design projects. Paper Pumpkin Kit and some of the other kits in Stampin' Up, they all include specific projects. So it can be very useful, especially if you're new to paper crafting, and it also helps increasing your stamp collection because each kit will always bring a unique stamp set, sorry, and also your color for your your inks, because it will always bring what we call a stamp spot. Let me see if I can have one here. These months included a fresh freesia. I'm out of camera, same as always. Fresh freesia stamping spot. We're not going to use this one because I always use my own big one. Here it is, off camera. There you go. So if you've been here before, you know that I really enjoy creating alternatives just because there's some people that like to create the stuff as is, and some others that just want some extra inspiration. And I kind of like challenge myself to not include anything else that is not in the kit besides tools. And when I say my tools, a couple of basic things. Let's say my trimmer, because I use that for cutting and whatever. Maybe my Stampin' Seal Plus, because when I'm in a video, I really need something that will glue faster or adhere faster. Let's see, my scissors if I need them, and I'm thinking what else. Every so often I bring my blending brushes if I'm going to create cardstock. In this case, or today, I am bringing black and white cardstock. So you guys know. Let's get started. We are making today, and I have to look at the name of it because it's kind of like complicated, a pop-up front step panel card. I've said this many times. I don't know who decides which are the names for the cards, but that's certainly complicated. It's again not a like Innovative. I'm making that word up, I think. Well, it's not a new card or a new style, but I think it really works well for this card. And I mean, for this kit. So let's get started. We have, oh, and if you, I kind of forget about this. One of the other great things, okay, let me do this. Let's move to the crafting table. There we are. One of the things I like about our kits is that they also bring instructions. These would be the cards that you would make if you just follow the kit. Like if you, they're gorgeous. And it also brings the envelopes. And the envelopes have usually some sort of design in them, and you are able to use those um, for further decoration. The instructions are pretty self-explanatory. Um, they use pictures instead of language, instead of written language. I'm guessing that is because we have so that if you don't can't read the language, you can't read the pictures. If you hear my dogs, yes, they are all going berserk. Um, these are all the pieces that are included in our kit, and it has three types of card bases, some cutouts, the stamp set, some other cutouts, vellum, gorgeous. And these color coordinates with Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Mango Melody, and Petal Pink. Okay, I always show you guys that because I think it's always worth it to remind how awesome this can be. The other thing I really wanted to bring out, if I could find it, and it seems like I am not finding it. Who knows where I did it? I used it for my live on Tuesday. I do have this. Maybe this will help a little bit. So this is the February paper pumpkin kit, and it matches our rain or shine suite. It is gorgeous. That suite is gorgeous. I don't know exactly what this is. What it does tell you is that the kit brings peek through windows, so a little bit like, I already cut this one, so let me see. Well, this is not it, but this is a peek through window, right? So it has peek through windows like this. And so that sounds very exciting. And super cool. This is the first time that Stampin'Up is actually getting a die that matches the kit, and the die is $2. So I mean $6. Sorry. So it's super cool as an add-on. Stampin'Up does that a lot. Every so often they create add-ons. For example, for these, the kit that we're going to be working today, which is called Key to My Heart, includes some boxes that you can get in the Stampin' Up store. I think that's all. If I forget something, I'll probably remember later. So let's get going. We are going to need a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of black cardstock that we're going to score here in a minute. Let me move my ink pad somewhere else where it's not in the way. And this piece is 5 5/8 by 2 3/4. Okay, and this one has specific scores. I've not cut anything today. It was a very busy day at work, and so we're gonna do this together. I am hoping it's not a very long video. If you are here by any chance, I'm just looking at my my computer to see if everything is moving forward. It seems like it's moving forward. If you're here by any chance, say hi. I really appreciate the company and I like chatting with you. So we're going to score this on, so okay, let me go back. On the long side, so horizontal or landscape, we are going to score this at 5.5. We're going to open the arm of this wonderful trimmer, which I absolutely love, and we are going to score this at 6 3/4, which is right there. Then 8 3/4. And if you guys, this is the first time, your first time here, I usually have a cheat sheet, which what that means really is that I have practiced this and get all the dimensions and all the measurements, clear for me so I can explain it to you. And then 10. Okay. will do the folding here in a second. Now we're going to fold this one, and same as before, on the horizontal side or on the larger side, we are going to score a 3/8. So 3/8 is one of those scores that it's probably much easier to do it on the right side of our trimmer. So let's do that. 3/8. Oh my God, do I get confused? 3/8. There it is. And now we're going to turn this around, right? And we are going to move this to 1 5/8. Let's see, 1 5/8. If you are new to crafting, don't get turned off because of the measurements. If you have a trimmer like this, which is probably one of my favorite tools, you can mark stuff in here, and it gets pretty easy to move forward as you know, as you practice with it. So don't get scared of the eighths. Or even 16s. Don't get scared of that. I am going to go ahead and fold this, and I'm going to use my bone folder to crease these folds. And we're going to crease all valley. If you see it this way, it's all valley, right? Why do we call it valley? Because it looks like this. If you put it in the side, you will see it this way. And then we're going to fold this one too, and this is all valley. Finally, the last one, we're creasing that one as well. Okay, so this is our first piece. I'm going to put it on the side, and we're going to do this one as well, and it's the same thing. We're going to crease this valley and valley. Oops. And we're going to really use our bone folder to get those scored lines to really do what we want, right? Okay, let's get into, let me see. Let's bring some white paper. We have some cutting to do. The gist of this card is this is going to go like here, okay? I'm going to put it this way. So you're just creating a little box. And you can do two things. You can just cut this in here. And I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this correctly. You can decorate just this area. You can decorate it all the way through. I chose to go all the way through. I just feel that it's fun to have something there in the end to cut it. If you want to follow all the way through, it's pretty simple because it's just a regular 5.5 by 4.25. If you want to do it the other way, then you'll need to cut that piece at, and I'm getting here to see, at 4 by 3, at 4 1/8. I like eighths, by 2 7/8. 3 7/8. 2 7/8. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. But bottom line, I'm doing the other one because I like it better. So I will have those alternative measurements down below as well. And it is, I'm sorry, it's 4 1/8 by 3 3/8. That's what this would measure if you just wanted to decorate this piano. I'm going to go ahead and decorate it all. I feel it's just fun to have something here in the end. If I don't like it, and I was thinking about it before I started the live, and this is going to go in here. If I don't like it, because in the end, I don't know if you can see this, it's just going to create like some contrast there. While if you just do one, it just creates like a continuum of color. We can alter that. But for now, I think I'm going to go with this. This piece is already cut, and like I said, this would be a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I'm making sure this is cut correctly. And I don't think it is. It's got like a tiny bit in there. And I just messed it up. Okay, I cut it. It does not look very well, so I'm just going to remove that one, use it for something else, and we're going to cut this at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Again, if you are here with me, please let me know you're here with me. I love chatting with you guys as much as I can. It is true that I get distracted, so it goes faster if I'm not chatting with people. So this is our piano that's going to go here, and we are going to use, where is it? This piano for the back, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, right? I am going to cut these right here. And one of the reasons that I'm cutting this with you, it's because it has some special, not special, but I mean, we have to calculate some parts of it. And so I just want to make sure that you are aware of that as well. Okay, so these piece should be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 as well, which means we need to cut this very mindfully. And I am going to say, yes, we are going to use 16ths in here. Let me see 1 second. I think we can use quarters. So the quarters, eighth, sorry, the eighth is right here. So I'm going to align these in our eighth, 1/8, and I'm going to cut. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Why am I doing these like so? Because this piece needs to be 1/8 smaller than this. So we need to cut a quarter, or yeah, a quarter for it to fit in here. But we need to do this very mindfully to include this center or this golden piece and keep this center. So now I'm going to actually go here and align at 4, which would be the measurement. And I'm doing this instead of the other way because when I cut this in the middle, I don't know if you can tell, there's a little tiny bit in there. And so I'm just being mindful that this may not be an exact eighth, but now we got it. And we're going to do the exact same thing with the other side. We need to cut a fourth, but we're going to put 1/8 on one side, and that's what we're doing, and 1/8 on the other side. That way, this pattern, this golden pattern, is going to be completely centered and not off. Okay, and that's how it will look, and this will go in here. And I just love this color combination. So we're going to go ahead and leave that there for a second and focus on the other pianos that we have to decorate. We will need, and that's why I kept my little white piece in here. I'm going to follow the 4 1/8 here that we had cut already. And we are going to need a piece that is 7/8, and I'll show you why, and a piece that is 1 7/8. And I'm going to make sure that that is the correct dimension here in a minute. And this is my piece I'm looking at, and it fits, and this one is too small. So this needs to be bigger. So what I'm installing me is that my measurement is not correct, thankfully. So let's see, this is then, this should be 1 1/8. It looks like I was a little bit off there. So we're going to cut at 1 1/8. And let's see if this fits. And now I am correct. Yoo-hoo! That's very, very exciting. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and use this piece, which is the back of the other card we used. And I am just going to cut this at 4 1/8. And I am cutting actually that area that where it was part of the fold for the card base before, so I don't have that in my way. So I'm going to align this at 4. Actually, this needs to go at 4, and I'm going to cut it right there at 4. And we're going to cut now at, whoops, I forgot, this was 1 1/8, so this is going to be 1. And I'm cutting real quick. And then the other one, it's going to be, oops, this is rebellious. The other one is going to be 1 3/4. Okay. So now let's go ahead and start putting some of these pieces together, because if not, it's going to be mayhem here in my in my desk. It's always mayhem, but you know, it's a little bit better when it's not. So we're going to put here this one, and here I'm using my Stampin' Seal Plus. Not only it's a very good adhesive on its own, it is very, very useful because it rolls. Otherwise, I would use my tear and tape, which I love, but it has the disadvantage that you have to take off the backing, and that does not make my lives go faster. And we all know that because, again, I talk too much. So let's go ahead and adhere these two pieces. Oops, looks like I can't get my 8s today. I think that the more you make work with certain measurements, the easier it gets for you to like eyeball where the 8th is at. So let's see. Okay, one of the super cool things about the Stampin' Seal Plus is when that happens, you can just put it backwards and there's no harm done. So we're going to adhere our piece in this bigger white, basic white panel. Let me see. And it's really, really tight. And then we're going to adhere this to our first panel, okay? Or to our card base, actually, is what I should be saying. I'm not too concerned about this side because this is what's going to go in here. And I'm actually going, no, I have to do this way. Okay, so when you have a piece like this area is barely going to be seen. So I make sure that I calculate in here first, or I measured in here first, which is a little bit easier because in the end, this is the area that's going to be visible and people will be looking at. And I'm making sure this is well centered. And there you go. Okay, so now we can decorate these two areas. And I like to decorate this before I glue this to the panel, just because it's much easier. If you're much experienced and you don't think that will affect you, then fine. I am not very experienced and I am definitely messy. So whenever I get too cocky and I'm like, yeah, I got this, then guess what? I don't. It just gets messed up. So I definitely decided that I have to be very mindful about that. And this piece goes right next to the other one because this piece is going to be hitting and this is the back of it, right? So this is going to go like this. So the easiest way to glue this is so let me show you this. And this is how I got here. So this is supposed to go like this, let's say sitting, right? And this is supposed to be adhere there. How do I calculate? Well, this needs to fall forward to be able to fit in the envelope, right? So that's where we need to glue this. So we're going to keep this folded this way. We're going to put the glue in here. And I'm using glue just because it's always so much more forgiving. If you've been here before, you know that glue and I are definitely not good friends. And I'm just going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to hold on to that for 1 minute or so, for a second. And I'm going to bring my big block and put this on top. And we're going to let that be for a minute. In the meantime, we're going to decorate this. Okay, we need another white panel that measures 3 7/8. So let's get this, oops, wrong color. 3 7/8 by, okay, by 2 5/8. So I'm going to do this. This fits. So I'm going to cut this at 2 5/8 up here. And then I'm going to cut this at the 3 7/8. Okay. Now we are going to work with this piece. I started cutting it before we started the live, and I was like, I should not do this. I need to wait. So, because that way I can explain you. So this piece needs to be 2 1/2, right? So it should be 2 1/2, but we obviously want this keyhole in the middle, right? So the way to do this, I started already. As you can tell, I cut, this was 4 1/4. So I already cut a 1/4 here, and I'm going to go here and cut another 1/4. And we're just going to do this that way, kind of like we did before, but I'm using these so it guides me as to where we are with our center piece. So I'm going to cut another 1/4 right there. And that means we are right now at 3 1/2, and we need to get to 2 1/2. So hopefully this matches as I am hoping. And now we're going to go back in here and go to 3 1/4. It is going to be tight. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's going to be tight. I'm going to make another 1/4 in here, right? It takes some time, but that way we manage to have this keyhole just in the center. And we're going to make another 1/4 there. So we are right now at 2 3/4, which means this is just right there. So we still need to take an 1/8. This is going to be super, super tight. And we're still going to go for it. Okay, let me align this. This did not get aligned well. So we're taking another 1/4. And I do this slowly because I don't want to get too excited and then it just won't fit, right? Which I did. I should have taken, it looks like I should have taken just 1/8. You see, I shouldn't talk too much. Let's bring the other piece in here. Yeah, that sucks. Well, nothing we can do now. It's cut. I should have not follow like so quick. We're gonna try to fix it. I don't think it's not too noticeable, but it's noticeable. Those of us who are kind of OCD, we know. And this has to be cut at 3 3/4. And we don't have to do anything in here regarding that because this will do just as well. So let's go ahead and adhere this in here. And actually, I want to put dimensionals. So, yeah, it would be cool to have some dimensionals in here, I think. What you guys think? And if you're here, I would love to chat with you. So let me know you're here. Say hi. It's always nice to chat with people while I'm doing live. So I'm using the leftovers of my dimensionals. The kit brought dimensionals. So this is something you will get with your kit. And I have 2 big more here, and I'm just going to cut these in half and put them in here. And mostly towards the middle. Whoops. There we go. And I'm going to put this one, I don't know if you could see, but that one would have been off there. So I am going to remove the backings of this one. And we're going to go ahead and glue to, oh my goodness, it has. To this, but before we do that, we're going to use our silicone mat cheat, which is an amazing, amazing thing. We're going to put some of that Stampin' Seal Plus in here. We're going to put it in here. Nothing sticks to it. And that way I have a little bit more of a... It's easier to roll it because when it has dimensionals, I have had that experience in the past where it's kind of complicated. Okay, I did not put that very centered. I think that works best. And now we can just remove this from here and we can glue this. And this is the top, so we have to be mindful of that. This is the top, so we're going to put our friend right here. And that's how that will look. So now we have these, it's already attached, and we are going to attach this. And this is, the gist of our card. How do we do this? Kind of the same thing we did before. So this is going to fall like this in the end, right? So when this moves forward with this, like this, we know this needs to move together. So this will move like here. Whoops. Right there. So I think what I want to say is we need to first center this and see where this is going. Like if you want it there, make sure it's not over this edge, because otherwise it will no longer fit in our A2 envelope. So you can put it whatever you want. I want it a little on the top, a little higher. So I am really aligning these two together. This is centered as is, right? And so what's going to happen is I am going to keep this going and expand this. I am thinking, let me see, what do I want to do really? There. I'm holding these just because I really, really, really want it where it's at. In the end, that's one of the reasons why we use glue, right? Because it's much more forgiving. And so we can align this again, centered again within those two panels. Make sure it's aligned here, and now we press that glue. And we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. We're going to put our stamping block in there for a minute so it holds. And in the meantime, we're going to bring one of the cutouts that that this brings, that the kit brings, and we're going to bring this little block. Like I said, I bring my tools. One of the reasons I bring my tools is because our blocks are a little more comfortable to use. They're a little thicker than the one that the paper pumpkin kit brings. I like to show you the difference. You don't have to have 20 blocks, of course, but one or two in this width are so much more comfortable. But the first paper pumpkin kit you receive will have that thinner one, that thinner acrylic block. I have lost, no, I didn't, I'm just kidding. We are going to use, so I used Love is the Key just because it's more general. In a previous live, my lives on Tuesdays, I had made my husband's Valentine's card, and so I don't have anybody else to say like to my Valentine, or you hold the key to my heart or whatnot. I guess maybe one of the kids can get one of these, huh? That's too big for that friend, so I am gonna go with to my Valentines. Maybe my husband will get two of them, huh? Okay, and let's see. That seems to be straight. If you've been here before, I cannot stamp straight. It's like super hard. What I have been doing in the past is using my Stamparatus, but I'm just going to wing it. I always stamp here just to make sure everything is noticeable, and I mean everything is working well. The ink is there. I am aligning my little how you call this? My little cutout here with my grid paper, which is one of the reasons why I love my grid paper. And I am going to try to center. So my big head is going to go in front of you guys because I don't know if you can see it, but when I do this, I try to get in here, the my lights reflect on it, and I really can't tell where I am stamping. So I'm going to go. Let's hope this works. Let's hope it's centered. Let's hope it's, oh my God, it's even straight. So now that is kind of a miracle. I'm going to put this away because we all know I make all sorts of messes. Oops. Okay, there it goes. And now let's make sure that this is now glued. It seems like it was not glued all the way. So there happens. There you have it. You know, it happens every so often. So I'm going to keep it there, but I'm going to go ahead and, okay. I'm trying to move this along. Little card, help me. Okay, I think I got it. I'm just making sure this is straight. I think it mostly is. So I'm going to go ahead and hold these for 1 minute. Go ahead and just go over it, and I'm going to put some glue in here because these needs to be glued to this area as well. So I am just holding it as is and glue. And as you can tell, I'm always messy. It's no, like, I don't know what's the deal with me and glue. I put a little bit of glue in there. Okay, now I'm going to bring my big block and put that there. And we're going to give it a few seconds while it really completely dries. Hopefully, we are going to use the twine that it comes with the kit. It is Calypso Coral. I think it matches beautifully with our petal pink. And I can't find how it's or where it's stuck out. There it is. Woohoo! You guys know already that I am not very good at doing bows and such. So we are going to do something that I've done in the past, which is kind of just creating, I don't even know how to say it, but I think this piece is far too big for what I'm trying to do. That's fine. So we're just looping, creating loops. Let's say that. Creating loops. That's what we're doing here. Okay. Creating some loops that are going to go underneath our sentiment. And I am just going to do this so our loop stays kind of in one place. Yes, I struggle a lot with bows, people. That does not make me a bad crafter, but certainly not a fully capable crafter. Okay, I am hoping this is mostly glued. It seems like it is. It also seems like it's not fully straight, but I don't think it's too noticeable. So we are going to bring, the kit brings these beautiful locks. This is the one we used last time. It was completely fresh freesia. We have this mango melody, but I'm going to use these Calypso Coral because I think it just looks so beautiful. And this is going to be here. We're going to put this one in here. We're going to bring our lock, which is going to go in here, and this has a little thingy there, like that. And we're going to glue to my Valentine right up here. And that's why I'm bringing this. So now that we have, well, you know what? I wanted to add this. This is some vellum that comes with the kit. And as you can tell, I can't see it too much, so maybe not. So let's do this again. I'm going to cut this a tiny bit because that was too much. And we're going to do these loops. And I'm trying to make them kind of to the side so you can actually see the loops. And this is where we're going to put the loops. Okay. And what I'm going to do in here is, this is more or less the center. So I'm going to bring one of the dimensionals. And I have some mini dimensionals in here. And I actually want the big dimensional. So I'm just bringing, this is actually the dimensionals that the kid brought. I'm going to put one of those dimensionals right there in the middle. And I'm just using that dimensional to hold this loopy. Okay, maybe if I use one of my tools, that'll be better. That did not hold it very well, but at least it's holding the loop together. And I can tell that this one moved a tiny bit, so I can move this a bit in here and kind of make them the same size. And I am going to put that one here. And what that means is that we're going to use dimensionals on this one as well. And I'm just going to put one there and one at the end, because that will be the middle. And this dimensional is a little bit rebellious, so we're going to use again our take your pick tool, one of my faves. And we are going to adhere these in a way, because it could have been bigger, right? So here I was saying, oh, it's not, it's too big and it could have been bigger. So there's that. But because we have this way, we're going to be able to really like expose that twine. Now I am moving these as it is in here, and I am making sure this is straight. So what's going to happen is it's going to go on top. No biggie. It will be just fine. Since I have this already cut, I think we're going to go ahead and get this around in here and just put some extra colors in the card. Actually, let me go backwards. That way I don't have to make an actual bow. Again, I don't know how to do bows. I have to practice and practice and practice. And I'm pretty persistent sometimes, but I'm just like, they never really stick. And even if I try to do stuff different, it just does not stick. So it is what it is. I'm okay with that. But we can put this friend in here. And I'm going to bring that lonely little dimensional we have in there, and I have some others in there. And we are going to put this. Oh, I don't know if you can tell. This is a little bigger than it should be. Let's see if it fits better. It seems like it fits better now. So we'll put this one in the middle. And now we're going to bring our little heart and we're going to put it right there. Okay. Oh no, I was right. So be mindful that this is going to go in here, but this is not going to adhere to these areas. So I'm calculating that I want at least this part of the heart all there. And I'm going to move this and adjust it a little bit so this is all within the edge. And there we go. I'm holding this for a second. And I'm closing this because I can't help it. It always gets dry if I don't close it right away. I'm not sure what's wrong. But that is your card. Ta-da! What do you guys think? See, I told you it was not a very, very long card. Or difficult card to make, or that it will take us hours. This is a little not straight, Maria. And I'm trying to make that better. There you go. So when they open it, it will go like this. It thankfully does not show very much that this is not centered correctly. I can see it. I'm pretty sure that the person that receives it will not. But I think this is absolutely gorgeous. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments if you like it. And if you like the general content of the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to my channel and find out when I'm going live, hit that notification bell so we can chat. And so you find out when I'm coming live. Let me come back up there. Thank you for those who have been watching the video with me, and I really appreciate all of everybody's support. If you don't mind sharing the video, that will be awesome. Um, it's far away, but I want to reach my 2,000 subscribers, and I know that with your help, it is completely possible. If you have any questions about Stampin' Up, send me an email to maria@mariascraftingcorner.com. We have at this point in time 3 catalogs: the annual catalog, the mini catalog, and our celebration, which is free product. Every time you spend $50 or $100, you get some free product from Stampin' Up. And if you spend $50 before tax and shipping, you will get also a free product from me. I want to show you what we are doing for January, and this is the Enjoy the Adventure Memory Pack. I don't want to open it, but let me see if I can find it here. It is really, really beautiful. Ta-tum-tum. I may be able to find it here. Let's see. Memory pack. Oh, guys, this is me. This is so me. So it says it's in page 90. So let's go to page 90. Page 90, it says. What in the name? I think it's mistaken, but that's fine. Oh, no, page 73. I can't read, peeps. Oh, my God, Maria. Anyways, this is what you would get for free if you buy $50 before shipping and tax. And this is the pack. This is much clearer. Oh, I'm so dumb sometimes. Let me go back to here. There you go. So it's more like a scrapbooking thing, but I've used them to create the simplest cards ever. And I absolutely love these memory packs. Can you see them? It's awesome. So it has 50 total double-sided cards. And you'll be able to do whatever and create, and it's so much fun. So again, go ahead and go to my blog, and that is mariascraftingcorner.com. Check and read all about the rewards, and I think you deserve some free product. You'll get 2 free products. Okay, back up here. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate your companionship today, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.